Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Manish Sharma from Team ETH, welcoming you all to the Economic Times live webinar powered by Adobe. Hope you all are doing well amidst the COVID outbreak. Our today's webinar is on leveraging experience-driven commerce in challenging times powered by Adobe. We are wading through these challenging times. Businesses are compelled to transform their digital experience to cater to the shift in consumer demand, behavior, and expectation. Keeping the hyper-connected consumer engaged by presenting the right content at the right time throughout the customer journey is the need of the hour. Organizations need to ensure that they have robust commerce foundations, helping end users in the last mile of their experience journey. Today, we are going to discuss customer experience management and how we can leverage experience-driven commerce in challenging times. Also, our today's webinar will feature fitness icon Mandira Bedi, who will be sharing some useful tips on how to be active and fit while working from home and during the challenging in the global scenario. Request you to be ready with your yoga mats and towel by the end of the webinar. She's going to show some yoga poses. With that, let me hand it over to Gautam Ram, Leader Solution Consulting at Adobe. Welcome, Gautam, and thank you for joining us. So we also have a poll after the presentation, so please answer all the polls that you see on the screen. Over to you, Gautam Ram.
Thank you, Manish. Let me quickly share my presentation. Is everybody able to see my screen?
Yeah, Gautam, we can see and hear you. Please go ahead.
Very good. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Individuals and businesses, we're all living through some tough times, with the unpredictability of even the next 12 to 18 months making things more difficult. You're seeing a shift in both the enterprise and customer behaviors, especially in utilizing online channels. But it is not really clear what the new normal is going to be, right? We're going, as I said, even individuals are going through the same thing, right? To give you, why I chose this particular thing, I have a simple problem. Right? My wife and I are toying with the concept of minimalism, right? And she's making it very clear to me that, listen, I will not invest in a trimmer unless I commit to keeping a beard for a while, right? And not that I'll go back to my normal self post the lockdown, right? I don't know. I don't know if this is my new normal or if I'm going to go back to my clean shaven face. And so this makes something as simple as investing in a trimmer difficult, right? For enterprises, without knowing what their enterprise's new normal is going to be, what their customer's new normal is going to be, things become difficult. But at the same time, we are from an Adobe perspective, we are seeing a number of e-commerce implementations that have gone up in the past few months, right? And this is across industries as companies jump into the e-commerce bandwagon, from CPG to auto to B2B business. So much so that Adobe Consulting Services, along with our selected partners, have come up with an offering to launch an e-commerce site in as little as 4 to 8 weeks, right, to kickstart an enterprise's e-commerce journey. When I heard this, I was wondering if this trend signaled a knee-jerk reaction, and if it indeed was the right one for enterprise. And then I saw a report a couple of days ago from BCG on their COVID-19 perspectives. And I want to point out the item number 2, where in their advice to leaders, they listed about 9 such advices. They had a very interesting point. They said thinking multi-time scale is in need of an hour for a CIO and CTO and CDO, right? What this means is they have to think about the now, the near, and the long-term future, all in the same, at the same time. Now, this is important because just solving the e-commerce puzzle and by setting up a website is not sufficient, right? And the reason why such a strategy is important, more so for e-commerce, is that while businesses think they are selling products, studies clearly show that people buy experiences. We have heard of this oft-repeated example. Why do people go and buy a coffee in Starbucks for $7? Why do people buy an Apple or iPhone for $1,000? Right? And this is because customers interact with the brand at a deeper level, and poorly formed personalized experiences throw them off. An Adobe commissioned Forrester study clearly showed that enterprises that invested to become an experience business showed a 1.4 times and a 1.6 times increase in revenue and customer lifecycle more than their competitors and other companies, right? Now, this demand for rich experiences cannot be easily met. It is difficult to keep up with the evolving channels and new journeys to track customers and deliver a seamless, personalized buying experience for everyone. There are just too many data and content silos to overcome and too many delivery systems to integrate. At the same time, due to in-house innovation or due to competition pressures, new business models and revenue streams keep coming up every day. It is very difficult for legacy platforms to keep up with these requirements with the agility that businesses demand. And finally, with initial successes comes challenges in scale, security, and performance. Now, brands know how to overcome these problems and how to solve them, but they struggle from an execution and technology perspective. We can broadly group their struggles into three buckets: delivering unified experiences as they move away from catalog-based, journeys and site-driven, experiences to more of curated products and context-driven shoppable experiences. They move away from mass segmented personalizations to exclusive individualized experiences, and this has to be done across multiple channels. Second, the demand for business agility, right? Earlier there used to be, very often we see customers with one set of software for handling B2C business and another one for B2B. And then it gets complicated today, right? There's B2B2C, and then there are multiple Bs and multiple Cs. So much so that I think people are starting to call it B2E, business to everyone these days, right? And then we are moving away from, the linear journeys into more complicated ones. Let's stitching together online and offline, keeping them as two separate businesses to one integrated business platform. And there are other aspects that are coming up. New business revenue streams are coming in, and the legacy platforms are simply incapable of or not meant to scale to these. And finally, with initial successes, right, comes scalability issues, right? And the amount of the time required to take to market requires certain capabilities and flexibilities in the platform that these systems were never built to address. To give you an illustration, here is an example of what Adobe calls good enough commerce, right? And this stretches from the typical, the lifecycle stage or the journey stage, from awareness, brand awareness, product discovery to shopping, purchase, and post-purchase service, right? Now you see this. The flow, the journey is very linear, right? It starts with the brand awareness campaigns, through discovery, the buy flow process, and finally the post-purchase service. And here is Adobe's take on what experience-driven commerce is. Because modern journeys are never so linear. Besides the increasing number of channels, right? And you can see there's also the gap between, not just social media and web and mobile. We're also talking about online and offline and store visits. But also each stage of the journey is very complicated. And unless your technology and operations, content and data can address these challenges, brands simply cannot achieve their goals in delivering experience-driven commerce. Now that we have seen what the experience-driven commerce means, let's take a look at what does it really take to deliver this. There are 6 core tenets that we came up with. First, the ability to track and manage complex customer journeys, right? Second, the ability to leverage these insights to deliver personalized, shoppable experiences at every stage to every individual, leveraging rich content. Third, the ability to do so on any and all channels. Fourth, to support the modern business models, revenue streams. As I said, there's B2C and B2B, but there's also subscription models. There are, hybrid models that are coming up, and the ability for technology to your e-commerce platform to keep up with those demands. And 5, the ability to be extendable and integrate with the rest of the ecosystem, right? It could be your ERP, it could be your product information master, it could be your content, it could be analytics, it could be any of these amazing number of experience touch points and enterprise systems that we have today. But it has to be based on open standards, and it has to be supported by a rich and vibrant community. And finally, the ability to do so in a scalable, secure, and hassle-free manner. Now, when you take all of this together, you now see that an experience-driven commerce cannot just rely upon an e-commerce engine alone, right? But it has the following four foundational components: a content and asset management foundation, an e-commerce foundation, a data, insights, and analytics foundation built on a modern platform that has to be future-proof. It has to be cloud agile. It has to have technology best practices. It has to have, it has to have scalability, security, and performance requirements built into it, right? And as we said, it has to be built on open standards for easy integration. Right? So now let me take you to a few years back, because this dance between an e-commerce and content is not new in the industry, right? In fact, my first rodeo with this took place, I think, in 2008, and I was consulting for a Dutch telecom major to fine-tune their digital experience architecture, right? Now, over the years, enterprises and architects have tried several different patterns to make this work. Give me 1 second. Yep. Right? The first one on the left, right, is basically one where you have a content and commerce working behind the scenes, right, with another layer, either a custom built layer, or sometimes a portal delivering the experience, right? This wasn't really used much often, though I myself used it once, I think, or 10 years ago, right? And this had a lot of problems. It's very complicated. It had too much feature coverage because, neither content management, it had the full gamut of capabilities from the content management system, nor did it have it from the e-commerce system. So, it suffered from that. It was overly complex, and the user experience was terrible, right? The most commonly used one is what we call mixed experience, right? This is also called side-by-side architecture, where you have, depending on the stage of the journey, each platform takes the in delivering the experience. And while this worked for most part, it often resulted in journey breaks, right? Data silos and inconsistent experiences. And there was still a good deal of customization to do. Right? What we have done in Adobe is, over the past couple of years, we have managed to integrate these two products, Adobe Experience Manager and Magento, in ways that has never been done before across content, commerce data, and analytical data and insights. Now, what this integrated Adobe Commerce Cloud delivers now is value across four pillars, right? One, unified experiences, the ability to render on any channel in a headful or headless or hybrid manner, using on the mobile channels via progressive web applications and single page applications. Second, intelligent commerce, the ability to support business agility, the ability to support business models, but also extend it to marketplaces and other e-commerce partner ecosystems. Third is intelligent commerce. This one is super important because at one shot, you're now talking about data-driven decisions and AI-powered personalizations across three major categories, right? One is from content intelligence perspective. Second is from an analytics data insights perspective. And third is in terms of personalization, automated personalizations, product recommendations. I recently read somewhere that 35%, when I was searching for this, I came across some report that said 35% of Amazon's revenues, purchases, are driven by the recommendations box. That's how powerful and and impactful automated recommendations can be, right? And finally, the ability for businesses to focus on innovation and value, knowing things like SLA, security, and all likes on operations are taken care of. In summary, let me go back quickly. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip a few of them. See if there's anything about this. You already talked about this. So in summary, if I were to talk about what experience-driven commerce powered by Adobe Commerce Cloud really, right? It is the ability to create market-differentiated B2C and B2B shopping experience that drives revenue on a single platform. As we see, it is the ability to make every moment personal and the ability to take every personalized experience shoppable, right? Now we are talking about things like when we say talk about shoppable experiences, we are really talking about shoppable images, shoppable videos, right? And it is the ability to do all of this across all channels, focusing on that one single individual, leveraging cloud agility, leveraging safe and secure and open standards, leveraging real-time data insights, and leveraging artificial intelligence and machine learning across content, commerce, and personalization. And the ability for the system to support these four value pillars built on the six foundational core value tenets. Now, before I end, I do understand that this journey requires a good amount of thought and is effectively a digital transformation for portions of the enterprise. The organizations know this, but the real question is, how do I go about this transformation? Released last month, the Adobe CXM Playbook, powered by Adobe Experience Lead, is a self-service experience to build a plan to become an experience business. Right? Digital transformation is more than technology, and this allows you to assess yourself across 6 areas of digital transformation, including commerce. And I think it calls it prevalent commerce, right? The playbook helps you with this and guides you through offering best practices, resources, customized recommendations, as it says, learning paths, but all of it based on our work with our customers over the years globally, as well as Adobe's own digital transformation. Right? You can do your self-assessment, you can identify gaps, take notes, and build your own book. With that, I'm going to leave you with this thought. This is very important because this is not e-commerce. Your journey is not about just putting up an e-commerce. That may be where you start, as we started to say at the beginning. That may be your near-term option, but the success of your business lies in selling experiences more than just providing a catalog on a website or a mobile app, right? The secret of the change, as it says here, is on building the new systems, and that is where an experience-driven commerce platform can really. Once again, thank you for your time, and I'm open to questions. Either I think you can put it in the chat box, you can send it to me or to the host. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gautam, for sharing thoughtful insights. Now, dear delegates, it's the time for a poll. I would request the host to please open the poll. The poll window will appear in front of your screen, and you will have an options and answers of within 45 seconds. Can we have the polls, please? Yeah. So there are 3 questions. Please read the question carefully and give your option here. And in the meantime, I would request if you have any queries, you can please type into the chat window or the Q&A window. Gautam will be more than happy to answer that. Here you have 3 polls in front of you. Polling time is over. Now, can we have the results, please? Yeah, Gautam, you have the results in front of you. So we move to the next session of our next section of our session today. So let me introduce to you the most beautiful now with us, Mandira Bedi, in conversation with Vaishak Venugopal, Head Solution Consulting with Adobe. After the discussion, Mandira will share a few yoga poses, so stay tuned along with your yoga mat. Over to you, Vaishak.
Thank you so much, Manish. Such a pleasure to talk to an icon like yourself, Mandira. I'm definitely privileged. Jumping right into the topic, staying active and fit in challenging times. I strongly believe that when it seems most challenging, that is also the great opportunity to find deeper powers within ourselves, right? And also, the old powers say that when going gets tough, the tough ones are the ones who get good, right? We all want to be tough and discover our own superpowers, for which it's super important to invest in ourselves, be it our mind or body. And who better can help us and guide us other than yourself, Mandira? So let me start with the first question. How have you been coping up with the new normal and staying fit, Mandira?
Veshak, firstly, lovely talking to you too. I'm very happy to be a part of this platform. A big thank you to Adobe. I am. This is a very different time for all of us. Um, there's some people who are not coping with it very well. There's some people who are finding ways and means and becoming the toughest version of themselves. There's some people who are even finding willpower that they never thought they had in times like this. Now, how am I coping? I'm going to very quickly say this. The beginning of the lockdown was very hard for me. I got a lot of anxiety. I was very troubled. And even though I exercise every day, I needed something more than that. So apart from my 1 hour of exercise every day, I would meditate and I do some yoga poses. But the way, I think the best way to cope with something like this is every single day in this new normal, give yourself a routine. Tell yourself that these are the things I need to accomplish every day. Make a to-do list in your mind or on a piece of paper and tick it off every day. And every time you tick off something, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. So be it cooking a meal or be it working out or be it homeschooling or be it cleaning a section of your house which needed a spring clean, give yourself a task list and give yourself a routine. And for God's sake, do not spend your day in your pajamas. You'll be like me, spend your day in your workout gear. So very quickly, I'm going to say one thing. I think Manish said that I am going to be doing some yoga poses. No. Yoga for another time maybe. Today, I'm going to do a workout. So for those of you who aren't tuned in for that, I am telling you, it's going to be a workout. It's going to be a nice 20-minute workout. I hope you have your yoga mats. They're called yoga mats, but they're also exercise mats. And there's going to be some training that happens today. I'm in my workout gear. I hope you are also in some comfortable clothing where you can jump and move around and be comfortable. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Mandira. Yes, can't wait for that. My mat is ready right there. I can't wait to jump into the workout. Before we do that, it was quite interesting, as you rightly said, the sense of satisfaction we get when we have a tick mark on the items to actually accomplish out of a routine. And you mentioned that you also have an hour-long exercising schedule as well. Can you double-click on that and give us some insights to our audience about what does that exercising schedule of 1 hour look like?
Well, you know something, it's very easy to get bored. It's very easy to sort of tune out and say, this is the same thing every single day. So you've got to find different ways of keeping yourself excited about exercise. So for me, it's like sometimes I can't sleep at night because I'm thinking, there's a new move I learned on there's so much material available on the internet. And if you follow fitness influencers and stuff like that, there's just so much material. So at night, I'm like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to try that. I wonder how that works out. I wonder how that will make me feel. Sometimes I can't sleep because I'm excited about what I'm going to be training or what I'm going to be working out the next day. So you've got to mix it up and you've got to keep it really different every day. Some days can feel a little repetitive. So, I mean, if you have steps that you can go up and down, you can go up and down steps. Even if you have a single step, there's a workout you can do just climbing up a step. Even if you don't have a step, if you have a low stool, put it against a wall and you can use that as a step. I mean, what is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. You can get totally creative with exercise. So my 1 hour of exercise a day can be very different. But generally speaking, I like to have a little bit of cardio in my exercise, which means the heart rate needs to go up and I need to sweat and I need to feel like I've worked out. So my workouts are these circuits. And in these circuits, what happens is that, can you see me?
Yes, Mandira, we can.
So what happens in these circuits is that I do one exercise, which is like slightly an endurance kind of exercise, and one exercise, which is a cardio exercise, and I alternate, and I create circuits which could be 10 minutes long, or they could be like 12 minutes long, or they could be 15 minutes long. I keep mixing it up so that I stay interested. Because, all of us can get very bored with exercise. I have this one very cool routine called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I was going to post it. I even recorded my routine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is 5 minutes of one exercise, say squats, 4 minutes of different kinds of cardio, 3 minutes of glutes, 2 minutes of abs, 1 minute of, something called Superman. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that totals 15 minutes. And when you do this 15-minute circuit, you can do this circuit 4 times for a nice 1 hour of pure exercise. So I have various circuits like that, and I keep mixing it up, and I keep trying new things. These days, I've decided I want to do I can do a headstand. I taught myself a headstand. I said I want to do a handstand. So I just like, they say sometimes just do sadhana. So I'm not very good at them. I still need the support of a wall, but I do, apart from what my workout is every day, I do 10 handstands against the wall. And I feel them getting better every single day. There's no deadline. It's not like I have to participate in the Olympics or anything like that. So I'm just giving myself these goals. Give yourself some goals. Give yourself some weight goals. Give yourself some exercise goals. Give yourself some calorie burn goals. And these are the ways to keep yourself going. I mix up my workouts, and that's how I keep myself going. You have to be creative.
Got it. Thanks for that. That 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, super easy to remember, and also helps up to mix it up, as you rightly said. Probably you would want to move the toughest one towards the 2 and the 1s, and probably the easier repetition one as 5 and 4.
That's right. You build up. The middle section is the one that gets really tough, and then the end one normally ends workouts with a little bit of abs. So that's how 5 minutes of squats is a beautiful, squats are an incredible exercise. Whether you have a weight on you or not, squats, I mean, there are times I do like 500 squats in one day, and I feel really good because I know what free squats do for you. So 5 minutes of squats. If you want to make it difficult, you can do 5 different kinds of squat variations, or do 5 minutes of regular squats. It all depends on the energy you have, on your ability. Please don't go and injure yourself, because nobody needs that.
Absolutely. You can't have enough squats, as somebody said. Switching gears, Mandra, here, this is something that I'm really guilty about, I must say this, which is the snacking that comes with the work from home regime, right? So I'm really interested, and I'm sure the audience would love to hear about the other aspect, which is what is the diet plan that you follow during this lockdown, and how has it helped you to keep yourself fit and the mind with a clean mind as well?
Well, here's one thing I'm going to say. These are times that are different from any other times we've known before or seen before. Now, if you want to set yourself a goal and say, you know what, I want to use this time to lose weight. So even when you're doing something like that, saying, okay, I'm going to give myself a goal to lose weight during this time, Let your diet not be one of starvation. Let your diet not be one of those fad diets. Because at the end of the day, anytime you do a fad diet, anytime you do one of those diets which make you like eat things that are not the norm, the moment you get back to normal eating, you'll put the weight back on. So this is not anything that is a fad diet is not sustainable. You have to find a way of eating that is something that you can sustain over a period of time. And if you want to lose weight, I think the most logical one is calorie deficit. Calories going in vis-a-vis the calories you're burning in the day, right? If you have a way of calculating that, that is the most effective, and that is, I think, a more long-term, sustainable approach. You can do it for a period of time. So if, for example, I've had a piece of chocolate, I'm going to know that this chocolate was worth this many calories. I'm going to have to cut down on something else in the day, today or tomorrow. So you have to balance things out. But having said that, these are times like we've not known before. So you might need to indulge yourself. You might need to have that piece of chocolate. You might need to have a small cup of ice cream to feel good. And it's okay. This is not the time to be starving yourself. This is a time where you want your mental makeup to be you need to be in a good place emotionally, mentally, and physically. So don't be hard on yourself in terms of a diet right now. And when people talk of diet, it's no rocket science. You know the stuff that's bad for you. Limit the stuff that's bad for you. Eat the good, healthy stuff, and eat that in big quantities if you're feeling hungry or if you have a big appetite. So I mean, it's not very hard to do. But just remember one thing. I mean, when it comes to a weight loss journey or when it comes to overall fitness, remember you can never beat what you eat. It's 30% exercise and 70% food. So that's what the ratio is. Remember that every time you're thinking of popping in a whole bar of chocolate.
That's awesome, Mandra. As you rightly said, anything that you pick up has to be sustainable, right? Be it business ideas or diet plans that you actually pick up. It should not be like, okay, for this period, let's try something and go berserk on this, and you may not be able to sustain that, when things come back to normal. And of course, an easy after 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, amazing takeaway, which is 30-70. If you have that in the back of your mind, definitely helps you to watch.
You must remember that 30-70. You can't beat what you eat. Abs are made in the kitchen.
Awesome. Yes, apps are made in the kitchen. That's amazing. Yes. Madhya, switching gears again. I can refer this to myself. Being working from home, this chair is really comfortable, and I'm kind of glued to this particular chair for a large period with the talks like this going on, right? So, can you share some creative ways to get moving at home? For example, you mentioned about, hey, even if you have one step probably during your meetings or whatever, probably you can make a real good use of that to get yourself moving at home. Any tips from you, Mandra?
Well, I won't tell you what the workout tips are right now because I'm going to show you a workout in just a bit. But I'm just saying there are ways to keep yourself active. Never ask in times like this, never ask anybody for a favor. Anything you need from anywhere in the house, do it yourself. That's that many more steps walked. Remember that. Okay? And the second thing is, if you have a lot of phone calls that you're taking, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
If there are a lot of phone calls and a lot of work calls that you're taking, it's really a good idea if you take it on a pair of headphones and you walk with them, because that gives you a little extra activity. If you're one who counts your steps, then that gives you that many more steps. I know if I take a couple of my con calls or work calls while I'm walking, I've easily added 2,500, 3,000 steps to my daily step count, because I've taken a lot of my calls on the go.
Right. That's definitely helpful. I'm going to follow that mantra. And one more thing, just want to add to that, right? It's like during the work calls, it's absolutely fine during these times to let the other party know that probably you're not camera ready. Probably this is the call that you want to take by walking around the room or something of that sort, right?
Absolutely. Now, there's a new etiquette that's been formed. Everything does not have to be a video call. There was a time we all just did conference calls and heard everybody out and spoke what we had to. It didn't have to be a video call every single time. So, you can just say, look, this particular call I'm taking while I'm walking. And this, people understand because people know that this is a way of getting some activity in, and they should absolutely be okay with it.
Perfect. Now, Mandra, I can't wait any longer, but it'll be awesome if you can kindly share us some few easy workouts that can be done at home. That'll be a fantastic segue.
First, I need you to tell me, Vaishak, how much time I have, because I will have to tweak it accordingly, basis how long we've taken for these questions. Let me know how much time I have, and then I'll do show you the workout accordingly.
Sure, Mandra. If we can do this for the next 15 minutes, that'll be awesome.
Okay, 15 minutes. If that's all I have, then let's get right to it. As you can see, this is can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can, Mandra.
Right. So this is my workout area. This is where I homeschool my son. This is where we eat our meals. This is my overall hanging out room. But currently it's the gymnasium. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly get started for the warm-up. What we're going to do is we are going to just do some squats. Ideally, I would like to do a full warm-up, but nothing like doing some free squats. And free squats are a good way to, warm up the entire body. So we get into squats. What I'm going to do is, I don't know whether you can see this. Can you see this?
Not clearly, but
not really. Okay, so I will keep track. You've got to trust me on it. I have a timer over here, which is a clock. And if I keep it maybe here.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Is that good? All right.
Yes, that's good.
So you can see it. I'm going to start it now. We're going to do 1 minute of squats, and I will talk you through the rest of the exercise. So are you ready? Let's go. Squats.
Yes, Mandra.
4 minutes. Nice and deep. This is a beautiful warm-up. You can see how deep I'm going. I'm going to turn to the side for you to take a look. So this is a nice deep squat, free hand, no weight. The beautiful warm-up, warms up the hips. I'm going to be doing lots of squat-related stuff. So we're not going to be on the floor for very long, just for one exercise. So when we're done with 1 minute, I'm going to move to the next exercise. And from this very spot, I will show you what the next exercise is. We are nearly done with the first minute. Now we're going to go into alternate lunges, like this. Idea is not to go really far. The idea is to go nice and deep. So your lunges are nice and deep. We're going to do a minute of this before all the action starts. Woohoo! Are you with me, Vaishak?
Yes, I am, Mandra. I don't know if you can hear me panting, but yes.
All right, the second minute is nearly underway, nearly done. And the third minute is going to be jumping jacks, my absolute favorite. Now, This is how you do jumping jacks. For those of you who do not want to jump, if you have any knee or ankle issues, I would request you to continue with the squats. All right? Okay. I'm going to do the jumping jacks, but all of you are going to do the squats. Continue with the squats. The important thing is that you have to keep on moving. This exercise is going to go for 7 minutes without a break. I'll take a 1 minute break, and then we do exercises again, the entire circuit again. This is the third minute. Those of you who can't do the jumping jacks are going to be doing squats. Now I'm going to show you another exercise
Okay.
called Curtsy Lunges. You get into a standing position, squat, curtsy, squat, curtsy, squat, curtsy, squat, curtsy. These are called curtsy lunges. This is the 4th minute. How are you doing?
Doing okay, Mandra, I must say.
Okay.
I'm feeling happier though before and now from the time I started.
We're going to go into another cardio move. So get ready for that. We are done with the curtsy lunges in 5 seconds. And time now to do scissor kicks. This is how you do scissor kicks. They're front scissor kicks and they're side scissor kicks. But these are front scissor kicks that we're doing. We're going to do this for 1 minute. Now that you've got short my exercise, I'm going to give you a choice. Rashak,
Start.
this is the 5th minute. Currently, we're doing the cardio move. I have one ab move. I'm going to give you a choice. You want to do a plank or a standing ab move?
Oh. Planks are difficult for me. Let me see what the audience is saying.
Come on, you got to let me know in 10 seconds.
Standing moves, I would say.
Plank? Plank, yes or no?
Yes, stand.
Okay, down to the floor for 1 minute of plank. Don't waste your time.
Yes.
Can you see? I'm in my plank.
Yes.
As little time between exercises as possible, please. This is the 6th minute.
Yeah.
After this, we're going to do the final cardio move, and that will be a 7-minute routine. We take a 1-minute break and do the entire thing again. Right, this is the 6th minute, nearly up.
Yes.
In about 15 seconds, we'll be standing up and jumping a little bit more. You haven't given me enough time. Normally, my circuits are about 12 minutes each. We stand up, and get into my favorite new move. This is called T-Jacks.
Yes.
Normally, and for those of you who can't do jacks or the jumping moves, please continue to do squats. I can believe you're doing it, Rashak. I can hear you clapping.
I am.
Just 30 seconds more. Good job. 20 seconds more. Last 5 seconds. All right. I'm coming to the screen. I'm coming to my camera to ask how all of you are doing. I'm going to give you, my timer's still on. I'm going to give you 1 minute rest. And post the 1 minute, we get back to squats. This entire routine one more time. These are just some basic exercises, just to, like mobilize all parts of your body, a little bit of cardio, gets your heart rate up. This is a 7-minute routine. My routine is normally a little bit longer, but I thought in the interest of time, I'll show you how I do it. 1 exercise, 1 cardio move. 1 exercise, 1 cardio move. We have another 20 seconds. Should I give you a 1 minute break or 1.5 minutes?
I would love to get a 1.5 minute break.
All right, 10 seconds. I'm not giving you a 1.5 minute break. Back
Thank you.
Do your workout station and get going with squats right away. Right. Circuit 2 is started. We're starting with squats, then getting into lunges, then getting into jumping jacks. Squats and lunges, when you don't have any equipment, are the best exercise you could possibly do.
Yep.
And you've got to make sure your squats are nice and deep. You're not supposed to stop halfway. So nice and deep. I'm going to show you a variation of lunges in this one. Instead of going forward, they're called reverse lunges, just to give you an idea of a different move. Right? Also a lunge, but it's just a different movement. Here we go. You move backwards into a lunge, as opposed to forward into a lunge. These are reverse lunges. After this, you remember what my move is? Vaishak, have I lost you?
No, I'm still here. I'm trying to remember which one did I do after this.
It's a jumping jack.
Jumping jack, yes.
Forward with you, we started with squats. Then we're doing lunges, just to get into the circuit. Then we're doing jumping jacks.
After that, we do courtesy lunge.
Squats again. Then we get into curtsy lunges.
Right.
Then we get into scissor kicks. Then what is the exercise? Down. We decided on a plank, right?
Plank.
We're 5 planks in this one, just to mix it up a little bit. All right, in 3 seconds, it's time for some jacks. Here goes. Regular jacks, not the T jacks.
Got it.
I can hear you clapping. You shouldn't be clapping.
Yeah, the first round went wrong, but now I'm back.
Okay, this is jumping jack. After this, curtsy lunges, then scissor kicks, then plank, then T-jack.
Right.
How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're following along.
This is definitely fun for me.
All right. In 10 seconds, we're going to start those curtsy lunges. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time for those curtsy lunges. Squat and curtsy lunge. Squat, curtsy lunge. For those of you who've never done this exercise, you're going to feel something lovely on your thighs, back of your thighs. Tomorrow morning, believe me, it will be sweet pain. All right, 30 seconds more of this. Then we do scissor kicks. Those of you who can't do the cardio move, do lunges, do squats, do any of these exercises. Do curtsy lunges if you want. But the important thing is to keep on moving. All right, in 5 seconds, it's time for those scissor kicks. Here we go. Scissor kick time. Vaishak?
Yes, Mandana, I'm here. It's really hard for me to talk and do the workout at the same time. Sorry.
When I can't hear you, I worry whether you stop working out or you just...
No, I'm here. I'm still working out, following you.
Just to show you a new exercise, I'm going to do, instead of a front plank, I'm going to show you guys side plank. We'll do it for 30 seconds each. starting in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a side plank, guys. This is very good for the sides. Do 30 seconds of this on one side. Then we shift to the other side, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show you more exercises. That's why I'm not repeating the original plank. Just 30 seconds. This is not hard if you do it for shorter periods of time. The 1 minute hold is harder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick turnaround. Don't waste time. Don't waste time in the turnaround.
Okay.
Come on, 30 seconds, and then it's T-Jack, and you are done.
Okay.
Come on, another 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. How are you doing, Dashak?
I am holding up, Mandra.
Holding on. There you go. Okay, stand up. Time for T-Jack. Guys, last 1 minute. Clap away so I have evidence. Come on, last 30 seconds. It's always nice to use a timer, a stopwatch, and you're not wasting your time and energy counting. Last 20 seconds. I hope you are jumping. I hope you're squatting or lunging. I hope you're moving. It's important to move. These squat jumps are good. Last 10 seconds. And here we go. All right. There you go. There you go, guys. That was your 15 minutes. It's always nice to have it's always nice to have a timer that records, that gives you an indication of how long the workout is going. I don't like to waste my energy or time counting too much. Right? Tax the brain when you don't need to, right? And normally this is just a 7-minute workout that we did with a 1 minute gap. Minimum, and for interest of time, minimum a minimum circuit should be about 8 to 10 minutes. Take a 2-minute break, and then do the same circuit again. You can mix it up a little bit, like I showed you variations. The lunges can be forward lunges or reverse lunges. The plank, first one I showed you was regular frontal plank, and then I showed you the side plank, which is really good for the sides and the waistline and love handles. So there are every day I get on and look at what some of my favorite influencers are doing, and every day I learn 2 or 3 new exercises. There's no shortage of moves that people can make when they're on their mat, So give them a shot, and just remember that it's very important that you do not injure yourself. Injury is, pain. I heard somebody once say pain is your best friend. So pain tells you whether you've injured yourself. There's bad pain and there's pain. Some of you are going to get some sweet pain in your glutes with all that squatting and those.
I can foresee that.
You'll feel that sweet pain, generally speaking, the next day or the day after that, if you haven't exercised at all. But when you're exercising and something happens to you and you feel a certain twinge of pain, a sharp pain, anything that is generally a sharp pain or a throbbing or a twinge of pain, that means not good pain. That means there's injury. So at that time, you have to stop whatever it is you're doing, because you need to. If you continue to exercise with injury, you're only going to make that injury.
Yeah.
So, how are you feeling, Vaishak?
I'm feeling, I must say, I'm exhausted, but I'm happy inside. Those were, as you rightly said, right? Those moves were very good, and as you rightly said in the middle, it's super important that you keep on moving, right? So
keep on moving. So
keep on moving.
Even if you can't do any particular exercise or you find the jumping too exhausting, just remember There are many things you can do in that time. The important thing is for those 8, 10, 12 minutes that you're working out, even if you're doing a 4-minute circuit, be true to those 4 minutes and make sure there's some kind of activity and some kind of movement, whatever your body is capable of. So it could very well be just some low spot jogging, or it could be marching, or it could be squats, or it could be lunges, or it could be anything as long as your body is in motion. Don't stop. Even rest should be active rest, actually speaking. When I finish doing a set in the gym, I am walking all around the gym, and people are like, where are you off to? And I'm like, no, this is called active rest. So it's important to keep on moving.
Yeah. And, as you rightly said, Mandra, some of the exercises were actually new for me, and I couldn't complete the entire set, but I was importantly thinking about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and keeping at it, properly restarting it, and making sure that, you stick to that timer that is in front of you, right?
So that's how,
Okay.
you can find, you can see what your body is capable of. And if you find doing squats easy, you can do 2 minutes of squats, and then you can do 1 minute of a jumping exercise. Then you can do 2 minutes of something else, which is a little lesser intensity, and then do 1 minute high intensity. This is how I do it, because I like for the entire workout for my heart rate to be up, and I feel I want to sweat at the end of those 15, 20 minutes at the end of my circuit. I should feel like I've exercised. That's why I keep it going with a lot of cardio. You can lessen the cardio. There was a time when I had an injury, and I was doing no cardio, so I would alternate. Every exercise I did, I'd alternate an ab exercise. So exercise, ab exercise, exercise, ab exercise. It just mixes it up a bit and makes it interesting, keeps you interested.
Perfect. So, Mandra, I'm sure thank you so much for this. I'm sure the audience would have some questions. So, guys and girls, please feel free to type in your questions on the QA board for Mandra. I would love to take those questions to Mandra and see her insights on this topic. Meanwhile, that's happening, Mandra, and I would like to summarize this awesome learning this has been for me for sure, that you started from the beginning, right? So you definitely talk about the importance of having a routine and having a to-do list, right? Making sure that the satisfaction that you get when you actually tick off an item saying that this is what I've accomplished today, right? So that was
just one more thing I'd like to add at this point in time, very important, is that something, if you put exercise earlier in your day, this is just a known and proven fact that people's willpower is at its highest in the morning, and as the day goes by, it dissipates. So people find excuses not to exercise if they leave it to later in the day. If you're an evening walk kind of person and you made that a habit, that's great. But I'm just saying, generally speaking, if you're still finding your way into getting into an exercise routine, try and do it first thing in the morning. That's the thing you've ticked off. And later on in the day, you won't be making 100 excuses that, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, let me start tomorrow, that kind of thing.
Got it. Yeah, mornings it is. So thanks for that tip. Definitely helpful. And the second point, right, you mentioned the importance of mixing it up, right? So the repetition, the steps, the magic formula of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which like probably take the highest one, probably save it and remember, keep that in your mind, and making sure that mixing it up, right? So every day is trying something new, getting motivated from others, and stuff like that. So that was right. That was an awesome insight as well. And moving on to the diet topic, right? So it was very interesting that you suggested not to be too hard on yourself, because I can so well relate to this, because the times are challenging. We have some of the other worries on ourselves, and this is the last time to be too hard on yourself about the chocolate that you ate or a cup of ice cream and stuff like that. It's more important to have and build a long-term sustainable plan so that we all come out of this, healthy and happy, right? So, and again, one amazing tip that
sometimes there's some foods which are comfort foods, and they may not be the healthiest for you. And at times like this, it's okay to have some comfort food now and then. You can't make a habit of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So have a healthy relationship with food. It's not like if you also, what happens is, what used to happen with me is I used to give up sugar for 1 year at a time. And then when I stopped, when I started eating sugar again, for a month, all I would consume was sugar. And that's a very unhealthy kind of relationship to have. So and I've been finding moderation during this lockdown, where there's chocolate in my fridge and I can stop at 1 piece or 2 pieces. Before, if I ate 1 piece or 2 pieces, I'd have to eat the whole bar. now I'm trying to find a healthier relationship with sugar, with sweet. Comfort food sometimes is required, and especially at times like this. But comfort food can't be your diet.
Yeah. Sustainability, as you said, and you have shared this amazing ratio, which is the cornerstone to remember this, which is 30 is to 70, right? So that is the ratio that we have to definitely keep in our mind.
Abs are made in the
kitchen. Yeah, and going to the last one, right? I personally love the last one, which is making sure that during work there are enough possibilities to find yourself moving, right? And letting people know about the walk time and not so ready for camera time. People understand during these times, and there are many ways we can find ourselves moving, and it doesn't matter how much ever your chairs are comfortable enough. It's important to find your move while your work from home days and routine, which is super important for the audience in this session for sure, because I'm sure a lot of them are spending a lot more time in front of their computers in their comfortable chairs. So, Mandra, I can't thank you enough. This was awesome, sharing all those amazing insights, and what a workout that was. You can see I'm sweating, but I absolutely loved it. Thank you so much. This was such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much, Mandra. I can't thank you enough.
I have to say a big thank you to you, Vaishak. That was such a lovely session. I am so thankful that to Adobe as well, and Economic Times for inviting me to be a part of this. This is really, I think it's wonderful that we have platforms like this where we can share, where we can talk, where we can, I'm so thankful to the digital age. We're in an age where webinars like this are possible, and we can share what all of us are going through, be it mental health or where we can share our exercises. Everything is now possible. I mean, this lockdown has taught us that really there's so much that we can do sitting at home. We can be productive even at home. And I'm very, very thankful to be a part of an experience like this. The first one was on something very, very important that keeps us all going, which was mental health. And this one was on physical health. These two are pillars that keep people up and keep people going. So my message to all of you who are listening in, who are on at this point of time, I hope you enjoyed the workout. Remember, keep yourself active, build your immunity, eat well, eat healthy, stay in, stay positive, and stay safe.
Thank you, Mandra. Back to the host, PDX. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mandira and Vishak. That was indeed an interesting session, a very unconferencing in a usual the webinars that we've been doing. So thank you so much. So dear attendees, if you have any questions, we will be more than happy to connect with you with Mandira if you have any question, or maybe you have any question for Gautam as well. So we see one question here for Mandira, which says, what are the 3 best yoga exercise that you can advise before starting a day? From Karan Kurana.
What are the best yoga exercises? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Look, I'm not. I don't practice yoga too much, as in I'm not very well versed with yoga. Whatever little yoga I know, I've learned myself. So I'm just saying, they're very good exercise yoga poses these days that I've looked up, and you can do these days for anxiety. All these stretches. The cobra pose is beautiful. The cat-cow position is great. The downward dog is great. You should, again, if you can, and take the proper tutorials and do it. Don't do it without, or have someone standing by. Any of the inverted poses are really good for you because it makes sure that all your organs get blood supply. So headstands, handstands, whatever you can, whatever is possible, whatever you can do, you should do. Otherwise, it's very important to keep your back stretched. And my favorite asana is, I've forgotten what the name is because I told you I don't practice too much yoga, is if you just lie down flat on your back and keep your legs up against the wall. That is great for anxiety. That helped me during my anxiety in the first 1 week that I was very, very anxious.
Thank you, Mandira. Hope Surinder answers your question. Rest, we do not have questions. It's more like thank you, wonderful session, all the compliments that for your session, wonderful session indeed. So thank you so much, Mandira and Vishak, and thank you all the attendees for joining us today, the Economic Times Live webinar powered by Adobe. If you have any further queries, you want to connect with Adobe, we'll be more than happy to connect. My email ID is there in your chat window, manish.sharma@timesgroup.com. Thank you. Stay safe, stay connected with ETH, and join our webinar. Thank you.